I started my Joy business, I was teaching teenagers food technology. So like topics like process engineering and raw material knowledge and microbiology and hygiene and all the things you need to do in a factory and while producing food to have food safety and the knowledge how to do things and to know why to do things like that. That was my profession for 12 years. I was also building up a Japanese salad dressing production. That was actually my first job after university. I studied food engineering in Zurich and did my internship in Japan. We had to do a 4-month internship wherever we wanted to go on this planet. And some of my friends did it in Switzerland, but I always wanted to go to Japan since I'm 12 years old, and everything worked miraculously out because in Japan that's not common to have an internship, especially in a food company. And I had the best time. I met my husband underneath the blooming cherry blossom trees in Takatsuki in Osaka in Japan. And he couldn't speak English and I barely could speak Japanese. I was learning Japanese for a full half a year before I went there. And that was the first time ever I was so motivated to learn a language because I knew they don't speak English. That was 22 years ago. And even now there are so few people who really speak English. So learning Japanese was super important and I was super motivated. And then I met this guy I was very, very interested in. And of course, learning a language when you're in love, that's the best trick ever you can do. So when I came back, I finished my studies. Ken worked in Japan and we got married soon after he arrived. A year later, when I left, a year later we got married. And then his first boss was a Japanese guy. He learned to make sushi in Switzerland with these Japanese masters. And this boss of him hired me to produce his salad dressing, which he offered in his one restaurant in Bern. And people were begging with their pet bottles, like, please, can I take some of your house dressing with me home? And that's when he really realized, like, I have to make this available. It's a sesame, it was or still is a sesame dressing with soy sauce and rice vinegar. You totally can make it on your own, but as all the dressings in the stores, you could make them on your own, right? But it's more convenient to buy them. So I started in a little production kitchen. It was a catering service was producing food in there. It was so dirty when I rented it, but the kitchen was kind of for free for us to use, and it was disgusting. I was 2 weeks just cleaning this place and then building the production from zero. That was very interesting. And after, I could tell you like 2 hours of salad dressing stories. I won't do that. But after 3 years, when we didn't hit break even yet, my boss, Mr. Tanaka, said that he only can pay one salary. And if I want to do everything, or if my employee, a Japanese chef, if he should do everything and I only work for 1 day. And I was like, let's do that version because I'm open for something new. And I did the teacher permit. Do you say that? Like the teaching license. I took that during university already. And then a job opened up in this professional school. And that's something I really, really like about Switzerland's educational system. And if you're not interested, you totally, of course, click away. But if you want to know, I love this. It's an old system over, I think over 100 years old. So you go to primary school and then to secondary school, and after 3 years of secondary school, you can choose like, I don't know, from 400 different professions. If you followed my stories, I broke my violin bow on Monday, and today I went to a violin maker, and that's an official profession you could learn, or you can learn after third secondary school. You can become a violin maker and you have an official license. You have this profession, and you have a certain salary. It's set like nationally. It's clear, with this education of being a violin maker, you have this salary. So my teenagers after secondary school, they entered the food technology professional school, and the system is you work in a factory or in a violin maker shop or in a paint shop or whatever profession you're choosing, and you work there and you go to school parallelly. So you have the practical experience. You build that up over 3 years. It's a curriculum. It's not like randomly just do this and that job I don't want to do. It's really, you have to teach your apprentices. Like, it's a curriculum. Like first year, even in a bakery shop, they learn making the dough. They learn that. It's all organized so that when you're finished, everybody else knows, if I hire him, if I hire her, if I hire them, they can do this and this and this and this and this, and I can totally count on them because they are professionals. So my girls and guys, they were working in chocolate factories or potato chips or pasta factory. Then all the, the soup powders, the packages, powder soup, or beer, meat products, convenience things like pre-made lasagna packaged, or all these salads. They came up because of the hygiene technology got better and better. You could package fresh salad with dressing without a lot of conservatives in there. So yeah, technology always rises, right? And then ice cream, and also bread, in factory made bread, not artisanal production. And for me, I love to cook very freshly with fresh ingredients, like from the base up. I don't consume a lot of convenience food. And I realized lately that my vegan options of meat, I don't eat meat. They are they have so much fat in there that I better produce my own burgers with tofu and quinoa and so on. And yeah, it's kind of funny to me. I'm so fascinated by the food industry. I really love all these processes. And I mean, pasta making in the factory and at home is kind of the same process. It's just bigger, and you have to take care of a lot more product in the factory. But it's that the making is the same if you do it with this pasta machine or if it's going through a big extruder. I really don't have the vocabulary to talk about food technology stuff, but I'm fascinated by the step-by-step processes, and they have to be so in time. The whole process engineering is absolutely genius, I think. And then on the other hand, I really like to cook freshly from scratch. So that's kind of, I don't know if it's lame or if I'm cheating, but I was really happy for these 12 years to work with these young people. They are absolutely amazing. I'm still in touch with a lot of them. Some of them are even my friends now, because when I started teaching, I was, it was in 2007. I was not so much older than the the oldest students. So it's like a lot of years ago, and we had just a great time together and grew together. 3 years of school and practical training, and then they had to pass a test. And when they passed it, then they got the license. I am a food technologist, tested or proven by Swiss law, blah, blah, blah. So I just love this system so much. And then the cool thing is you can go level up, like you can do the high school graduation kind of level afterwards if you want. Then you can go further and further if you want. So one of my favorite students, she was such a cool girl, but not so motivated for school and like mediocre grades. She was super great working person in, she made apple juice, like in the apple juice corner of Switzerland was the factory where she was working. And in school she was so fun and so cool to be around, but not so motivated in the actual tests and getting good grades. And now she studies at the same university as I was, like the Federal Institute of Technology called ETH. It's super famous worldwide. I don't give so much on titles and like which is a good university or not. I just had such a great time, and it was the only place where I could study what I was fascinated by, like food. It was my major topics were biology and chemistry and mathematics in the basic years, and then all the topics of microbiology and human nutrition and anatomy, and all these topics were super interesting to me. So I loved to study at this university, and I love to see her now there. She studies pharmacy, you know, the all the medicine things. I don't know. She can have her own I have a blackout with the pharmacy, her own pharmacy where she sells drugs. That would be like the possibility, or go into oh, it's late and I'm tired, sorry. Into research, like research of medication, of new drugs for all the different diseases. So again, I love this Swiss system that teenagers get to choose a profession. And then, I mean, they're so challenged. I did the high school route, you know, like primary school, secondary school, high school, then graduation, and then university. I don't know what the college equivalent is exactly. It's just, yeah. I just went to school basically all my life until I started to make these salad dressings. And for me, seeing these youngsters like working in factories, having bosses and teams, and they had to navigate so many situations and also deal with sometimes difficult people. I was also a class teacher, and I don't know if that's the correct word. And I was kind of coaching them. So if they had trouble in the factory with their boss there, I was like mediating, helping to get to a solution, how we could solve this or that. And I was like, wow, this is tough. Like, you're 15, 16, and you're doing actually a grown-up job with, of course, help from outside. And it depended very much on which factory, like the potato chips factory, the most famous one in Switzerland. They treat their people really in a cool way and put a lot of responsibility on their backs, right away. So they were very proud. Like, I can deal with this whole machine here, this production line on myself. And other factories from bigger companies, they were a bit more cautious. Like, there was always a second professional there to oversee what the young people did in the production. But that, even, this or that situations, I was always amazed and very impressed by the responsibility of these teenagers and also the sassiness and the coolness. I had such a great time. And then, coming to the point, and then I go to bed, I was like, I love teaching. I love inspiring to be your best and do what you want and what's important to you. But I had to teach those microbiology, we were talking about the bad guys, like food poisoning, microorganisms. The microorganisms we don't want to have in our food. We were talking about the microorganisms we want to have in our food, for example, for cheese making and wine making, beer making. I had to just teach them this stuff because that was my job. And I really realized, like, I want to talk about joy. I want to talk about what's important to me, like in the core. I don't want to mark tests, telling them this and this and this and this you have to memorize, and then you have to pass my tests, and then I had to mark these tests, and then I tell you if you're good or bad. I didn't like that anymore. So it was kind of sad to say goodbye to this teaching role. We had an absolutely amazing team. And then I just jumped into my joy business full time because I realized if I'm still in school and the salary is so good in Swiss schools, that I'm just not fully in my business, really giving it my all. So I said goodbye after 12 years teaching these teenagers. And the cool thing is that I can still be in touch with them now, as they are all grown-ups. I see on Facebook, on Instagram, like, they get married now, they have kids now, because it's such a long time already. I'm not good at math now. 16 years ago I started teaching. So the guys and girls who were 18 then, of course they have now their own families. And I just love to still be in touch. Thanks to social media, we can be like lightly checking in or happy birthday and seeing them having their 30th birthday. When I met them at 15, I just love that. And over 800 students were in my classrooms over these 12 years. And we had really, really, really good people in our classrooms, and it was absolutely amazing. And now I have my joy business. I can talk about nutrition again, because food, movement, talking to your body, your body image, how you accept and love yourself. I always say your temple where you live in. That's like, I can, spice it up with knowledge from my food engineering studies. But I don't have to tell you about salmonella and all the food poisoning microorganisms. And I love that, it's like, that's done. I'm over that. I talked about that so many times in school, and now I can choose my own topics, which I think I can talk about all my life, because it's so holistic and I'm just so into it, how we think, our habits, how we interact with other people, how we feel from the inside, how we are on the stage of life, and how you are creating your life. And if you watch my story, it's pinned in my feed. Why do I build Joy Academy, and what is my story? I just really, really experienced how quickly life can be over within my friends. When I was 17, that was the first time I was standing at the open grave, and I realized, wow, this is not forever. Obviously, everybody knows that, but do you really know it? Like, are you really aware of how precious today is, and tonight, and this afternoon? It's very, very precious that you are here, and you matter, and you have talents and dreams and wishes, and you are allowed. And I really want to inspire you to take them seriously, to really believe in yourself, and know, like, I'm here for a reason. Whatever you believe in, you are here for a reason, and you are allowed to just follow your dreams. And I know some circumstances are absolutely dreadful, and it's not so easy to get out of them, but the chance that you can, and the chance that you will achieve your dreams, and from your dreams you have new dreams, and really live your life fully and express yourself and do it your way. If you're expressing yourself is very quiet and very private, and you're not a social person, please take that serious too. You don't have to be outgoing to be a good person. You can just be you, and being you can be very different today than in 2 years. Maybe you want to change. Maybe you want to go out more, or you want to be more private than now. We can change, but now, what do you want now? What inspires you? What makes your heart sing? Let's focus on that, and you can focus on that while you are at the job you are in right now, in the relationship you are in right now. You don't have to just ditch everything or say, like, I'm trapped, I have no chance to dream big. You can, while you are doing the job you are in now. Dream while you are doing something where you can, like, let your mind wander. You can write things down, you can talk to people, you can meet new people. We can do so much with our lives if we want to, and if we have the energy to today. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's in a year, maybe you are just at the moment in a phase where you take it slowly, and then when you have more power and you're like, let's do it, then you are in the full-on running phase. Let's take our dreams and wishes serious, and I want to really encourage you to believe in yourself, because you can, and because you matter, and because you are one of a kind, wonderful, magical, powerful being. I mean it. And let's spend more time together, and please send me your questions. If you are offended by my my enthusiasm about let's dream and let's do things, if you are like, fuck you, I can't because of this and this and this, please text me, and maybe we have a great conversation, and I don't want to coach you, and I never want to have you that you believe, or that you think I believe I'm something better than you, or I'm ahead of you. But I think one of my zone of genius, one thing I really can, is to nudge you in the right direction with questions and questions and some suggestions, maybe, that you have your answers, you find your answers within you. I'm not telling you what to do. You know what you want to do. And maybe if you don't know it, or you think you don't know it, maybe we can get in touch, and I can just help you a little bit. DM me, text me, comment here. I love to interact with you. I have so much planned for you in the next 2 months. And I had a really fun and really packed summer and was really busy. But now I'm like, coming into business mode again, and not business mode in terms of now we are serious and we're not talking like this anymore. Business to me is exactly that, the interaction, the connection, and I want to inspire you, encourage you, empower you to live your life the way you want it to be, and do whatever you want to do and have what you want to do. And if you are not sure how you want to, how you get there, I can help you, and let's be on this journey together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some insights of the Swiss educational system with our absolutely amazing professional schools. And I say good night from Zurich, Switzerland, and talk to you tomorrow. If you want to know anything about me or anything about whatever, DM me too, and or comment underneath the video as soon as I posted it. Have a great day, great afternoon, great morning, wherever you are. Or if it's night at your place too, good night from Zurich, Switzerland. My name is Ronja Sakata, and I love to be here with you. Bye!